So we're going to look at finding the volume and surface area of spheres and hemispheres. So for spheres, your formulas are in your log table. So you have your area and you have your volume. The sphere is a round shape, so think like a marble, a ball. They'd be your spheres. So our formula is 4 over 3 by pi r cubed. So if we use the diagram over here, and we're just going to say that the radius here is 3. So to find the volume, it's 4/3 by pi by r cubed. So we know our r is going to be 3 because r stands for radius. So 4 over 3 by pi by 3 cubed. So you're going to go to your log table, or your calculator, 4 over 3 times pi times 3 to the power of 3. So let's say one decimal place, that's going to be 113.1 units cubed as its volume. If we wanted to give our answer in terms of pi, depending on what they asked, as we've said before in these videos, it would be 36. So 4/3 by pi by 3 cubed, we get 36 pi units cubed. So depending on the answer they've asked you for. So as I said, it's very straightforward, very self-explanatory. In your log tables, it also gives you the formula for the area. Remember we said in the other videos, this is the curved surface area, not the total surface area. But if we think of a sphere, it's only curved surface area. There's no other shape within it. So if you look up here, like every part of it is curved. If you think of a marble, the whole shape is curved itself. So if we're asked to find the surface area, it can only be the curved surface area in spheres. So our curved surface area is going to be 4 times pi times our radius, which was 3 squared. So if they ask us in terms of pi, that's going to be 4 times 9, which will be 36 pi units squared, as it was area. Or if they ask to a decimal place, it's going to be 113.1 or 113.09 units squared. And they won't always give the same answer, so don't assume that. That's only because we use the radius of 3. But that's spheres. It's, as I said, very, very self-explanatory. But then a lot of times in the exam questions, it actually asks you about hemispheres. And hemisphere is half a sphere, so that diagram of it just here. It's literally as if we just chopped the marble in half. Okay. The thing about hemispheres is the formulas aren't in your log tables, so you have to go on the knowledge of what you know about spheres. Okay, so if you asked anyone a question about this, what is this in terms of a sphere? It's half of a sphere. And I think that everyone would be able to see that. So if we think of our volume of a sphere, PHERE, is 4/3 pi r cubed from our log tables. So our volume of a hemisphere is going to be half of 4/3 pi r cubed. So in your log tables, or in your calculator, if you put a half by 4 over 3, that's going to give you 2 over 3. So our volume of our hemisphere is going to be 2/3 pi r cubed. So then it'd be like, if we said the radius here was 3 again, if they asked us to find the volume of this hemisphere, we'd have 2/3 times pi times 3 cubed, and you give your answer. I'm just going to copy this image down here, so it just gets a little bit trickier for when we think of surface area. So in our spheres, the surface area of a sphere was 4 pi r squared. So that was of our sphere. And we have to remember this was the curved surface area because the sphere was only curved. So the curved surface area of the hemisphere is going to be half that. So half of 4 is 2. So it's 2 pi r squared. But all we're getting for that, we have to remember, is the curved surface area. So if you think of like a bowl or something that's enclosed, it has a lid over the top of it, we're only getting the kind of curved part, the bottom of it, when we find the curved surface area or use the formula from our log tables for a sphere. But what we have to remember is this part up here isn't the curved surface area, but it's, if they ask us for the total surface area, we would have to include that, and that's a flat surface. And you all should be able to know it's a flat circle, so we pi r squared. So if they ask us for the total surface area of a hemisphere, we would have the curved part, so 2 pi r squared, plus the flat part, which is a circle in this case, which is pi r squared. So again, if we were saying the radius of this shape was 3, we'd have 2 times pi times 3 squared plus pi times 3 squared. And you give your answer, it's area, so you give your answer in squares, units squared. And that's it for spheres and hemispheres. So just remember, a hemisphere is half a sphere. With total surface area of a hemisphere, you have to include the flat part, which is a circle. And I think the rest of it is pretty straightforward. It's not too bad at this stage until it gets a little bit more complicated when you get into problem solving.